For centuries, the Roman military was a force unlike any the world had ever seen. It carved out an empire that stretched from the misty shores of Britain to the deserts of Syria. This wasn't just luck, it was the result of incredible organization, relentless training, and a willingness to adapt and innovate. The tramp of Roman sandals echoed across continents, a sound that often meant conquest and the imposition of Roman order. Their legions were the backbone of this expansion, a symbol of power and discipline that few dared to challenge. At the heart of the Roman legionary's effectiveness was his personal equipment. The most iconic weapon was the Gladius Hispaniensis, or Spanish sword. This was a short stabbing sword, typically around 50 to 60 centimeters long. It wasn't designed for flashy dueling or wide sweeping cuts like the swords of some of their enemies. Instead, its purpose was brutally efficient, to thrust into an opponent's body in the tight confines of close-quarters combat. Before the clash of swords, Roman legionaries would unleash a devastating volley of javelins known as pila. The pilum was no ordinary spear, it was a cleverly engineered weapon, typically about 2 meters long, with a long, thin iron shank attached to a wooden shaft. When the pilum struck an enemy's shield, the sharp, hardened tip would hopefully penetrate. Upon impact, especially if it hit something solid like a shield, the soft iron shank was designed to bend. This made the pilum difficult to pull out of the shield, encumbering the enemy soldier. The Romans weren't just masters of open-field battles, they were also incredibly skilled at siege warfare. Conquering fortified towns and cities was essential for expanding and controlling their vast empire. To achieve this, they developed and perfected a range of powerful siege engines. These machines were marvels of ancient engineering, capable of battering down stone walls and hurling deadly projectiles over long distances. They represented the technological might of Rome brought to bear against any who dared to resist from behind fortifications. Roman success in battle wasn't just down to better weapons, it was also due to their sophisticated tactics and flexible formations. Early Rome used a phalanx formation similar to the Greeks. However, as they expanded and faced different types of enemies in varied terrain, they developed the more adaptable manipular system. This formation broke the legion into smaller, more mobile units called maniples, typically consisting of 120 men or 60 for the third line. This allowed the legion to fight effectively on uneven ground and respond more quickly to changing battlefield situations. One of the most iconic and visually striking Roman military formations was or tortoise formation. This tactic showcased the incredible discipline and coordination of the Roman legionaries. When faced with a hail of enemy missiles, such as arrows, slingstones, or javelins, the soldiers would form a tight, heavily armored shell. To form the Testudo, legionaries in the front rank would hold their large, curved scuda shields vertically, edge to edge, creating a solid wall. The soldiers in the ranks behind them, and those on the flanks, would hold their shields horizontally above their heads, interlocking them to form a protective roof. The Roman military's ability to conquer and control a vast empire rested not just on its performance in battle, but on its incredible logistical capabilities. The Romans were masters of organization and planning, ensuring that their armies were always well supplied and ready for action. This meticulous attention to detail allowed them to maintain a strong presence across diverse and often hostile territories, and engineering prowess. An army, as the saying goes, marches on its stomach. The Romans took this adage to heart, understanding that without a steady supply of food and resources, even the most formidable army would falter. Their engineers and logisticians worked tirelessly to create systems that could support their legions, no matter where they were deployed. The Romans understood this better than most. They developed sophisticated systems for supplying their legions with food, water, weapons, and other essential equipment. These systems were designed to be efficient and reliable, ensuring that Roman soldiers had everything they needed to succeed in their campaigns. Supply depots were strategically placed, and supply lines were meticulously planned to avoid any disruptions. And equipment, even when operating deep within hostile territory. A key element of Roman logistics was their famous network of roads. These roads were not just simple dirt paths, they were carefully engineered to withstand the test of time and the wear and tear of constant use. The road network allowed for rapid movement of troops and supplies, which was crucial for maintaining control over their vast empire. These weren't just paths, they were engineered marvels built to last and designed for rapid troop movement and efficient supply convoys. Roman soldiers themselves often constructed these roads which crisscrossed the empire. The roads were built with multiple layers of materials, including stones, gravel and sand, to ensure durability and stability. This level of engineering sophistication was unmatched in the ancient world, and efficient supply convoys. Roman soldiers themselves often constructed these roads, which crisscrossed the empire. The construction of these roads was a monumental task, requiring the coordination of thousands of soldiers and laborers. Yet the Romans were able to complete these projects with remarkable speed and efficiency, further demonstrating their engineering prowess. The roads not only facilitated military operations but also helped in the administration and economic integration of the empire, making it easier to govern and control the vast territories under Roman rule. The Battle of Alesia in 52 BC stands as one of Julius Caesar's greatest military achievements. This battle was not just a simple clash of armies, it was a complex and multifaceted engagement that showcased the brilliance of Roman military strategy and the indomitable spirit of its soldiers. It was a stunning example of Roman military engineering, tactics, and discipline in action. The Romans were known for their ability to adapt and innovate on the battlefield, and the siege of Alesia was a prime example of these qualities. Caesar had cornered the Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix and his large army in the hill fort of Alesia in what is now France. Vercingetorix was a formidable leader who had managed to unite the Gallic tribes against the Roman invaders, and his forces were well prepared and determined to resist. However, Caesar himself was in a precarious position. He was not only facing a strong and determined enemy within the fort, but also had to contend with the threat of a massive Gallic relief army that was on its way to attack him from the rear. The situation was dire and the stakes were incredibly high. He was besieging a formidable force, and he knew a massive Gallic relief army was on its way to attack him from the rear. This meant that Caesar and his legions were effectively trapped between two powerful enemies with little room for error. Caesar's response was audacious and brilliant. He understood that the key to victory lay in his ability to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents. With this in mind, he devised a plan that would test the limits of Roman engineering and the resolve of his soldiers. He ordered his legions to construct an incredible set of fortifications. These fortifications were not just simple walls or trenches. They were a complex network of defenses designed to protect the Roman forces from attacks from both inside and outside the fort. First, they built an 11-mile-long line of siege works facing Alesia, called a circumvallation. This line of fortifications was designed to keep Vercingetorix and his forces contained within the hill fort, preventing them from breaking out and attacking the Roman forces. But Caesar didn't stop there. Understanding the imminent threat from the Gallic relief army, he ordered the construction of a second line of fortifications, known as a contravallation, which faced outward. This second line was equally formidable and was meant to protect the Romans from the approaching Gallic reinforcements. The result was a double ring of fortifications, an engineering marvel that stretched for miles and showcased the ingenuity and determination of the Roman legions. These defenses were equipped with towers, ditches, and traps, making any assault on the Roman positions a daunting task. The siege of Alesia was a testament to Caesar's strategic genius and the unwavering discipline of his soldiers. It was a battle that would go down in history as one of the most remarkable military engagements of the ancient world. The Roman military machine, with its blend of advanced technology, innovative tactics, and unwavering discipline, dominated the ancient Mediterranean world for centuries. The Roman Empire's military prowess was a cornerstone of its expansive reach and enduring influence. Its success was not accidental but the result of continuous adaptation and a relentless pursuit of efficiency in warfare. The Romans were masters of strategy, constantly refining their techniques and learning from both victories and defeats. The image of the Roman legionary with his Gladius, Scutum, and Pilum has become an enduring symbol of military might and professionalism. These soldiers were not just fighters, they were part of a well-oiled machine that valued training, discipline, and cohesion above all. The Roman legionaries' equipment was meticulously designed for both offense and defense, making them formidable opponents on the battlefield. Their Gladius, a short sword, was perfect for close combat, while the Scutum, a large shield, provided excellent protection. The Romans set a standard for military organization that would be admired and emulated for generations to come. Their legions were not just groups of soldiers but highly organized units with a clear hierarchy and specialized roles. The legacy of the Roman military is vast and far-reaching. Their innovations in logistics, engineering, and battlefield tactics have left an indelible mark on military history. Many of its principles and practices influenced military thinking long after the Western Roman Empire fell. Modern armies still study Roman strategies and tactics, finding valuable lessons in their methods of warfare, organization, and leadership. Beyond the battlefield, the Romans' engineering prowess also played a crucial role in their military success. Their extensive network of roads allowed for rapid troop movements and efficient supply lines, while their fortifications and camps were models of strategic planning. Training was another key aspect of the Roman military's effectiveness. Roman soldiers underwent rigorous training regimes that prepared them for the physical and mental demands of combat. This training ensured that every legionary was ready to perform under the most challenging conditions. The Roman military's ability to adapt and innovate was perhaps its greatest strength. Whether facing new enemies or unfamiliar terrains, the Romans were able to modify their tactics and strategies to maintain their dominance. The enduring legacy of the Roman military is a testament to their ingenuity, discipline, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Their influence can still be seen in modern military practices, making their legacy truly timeless.